Alright, so the first thing you said was, I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
Yeah.
Exact words. Even though I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
Even though I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
This fear of flying.
This fear of flying.
Especially with turbulence.
Especially with turbulence.
And I've got to fly in October.
And I've got to fly in October.
All the way to Ireland.
All the way to Ireland.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And all my fears.
And all my fears.
Even though I've got this fear of flying.
Even though I've got this fear of flying.
Especially when there's turbulence.
Especially when there's turbulence.
And I've got to fly to Ireland in October.
And I've got to fly to Ireland in October.
And I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
And I don't know how I'm going to get over it.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Deeply and completely.
Deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this fear of flying.
Even though I've got this fear of flying.
Especially with turbulence.
Especially with turbulence.
And I've got to fly to Ireland in October.
And I've got to fly to Ireland in October.
And I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
And I don't know how I'm going to get over it.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Deeply and completely.
Deeply and completely.
This fear of flying.
This fear of flying.
Especially with turbulence.
Especially with turbulence.
I'm flying to Ireland.
I'm flying to Ireland.
In October.
In October.
This fear of turbulence.
This fear of turbulence.
When I look around in the plane.
When I look around in the plane.
No one else is freaking out.
No one else is freaking out.
Just me.
Just me.
That fear of turbulence.
That fear of turbulence.
So what fear comes up when you feel that turbulence?
Absolute terror.
Is it up and down turbulence? What's the worst? What's the fear with that turbulence?
It's just gonna, the plane's just gonna fall out of the sky.
Mm-hmm. And where do you feel that in your body?
Everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just tune into it. The plane's going to drop out of the sky.
The plane's going to drop out of the sky.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
And I feel it everywhere.
I feel it everywhere.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
And I feel it everywhere.
I feel it everywhere.
That fear in my whole body.
Fear in my whole body.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
It feels like the plane's going to drop out of the sky.
That turbulence.
That turbulence.
That feeling in my whole body.
That feeling in my whole body.
That the plane's going to fall out of the sky.
The plane's going to fall out of the sky.
So go back to the karate chop point. So, when was the first time you felt that? That fear in your whole body.
Oh. It's happening. It's been happening for so long now. It just seems to just be getting worse and worse with each passing year.
So when was the first time you travelled on a plane?
Oh, actually, yeah, the first time I travelled on a plane, I didn't... It was actually quite scary because I didn't know how to depressurise my ears. And I got this awful intense pain in my ears as we were landing. Well, it's embarrassing. I was about 20 when I first flew.
Mm-hmm. And where did you fly from?
It was so it was Germany to Denmark,
and
or London to Germany, one of them.
You're about 20.
About 20.
And were you by yourself?
Was I by myself? No, I was with a friend. Yeah, a friend, an old friend. No, not a friend.
Even though I remember when I was about 20, flying for the first time, and I had this ear problem,
and I had this ear pain,
and it was really scary.
It was really scary.
I accept myself. And that panic reaction. When I was flying. For the first time. I accept myself deeply and completely. Even though I remember being about 20. Flying with a friend. For the first time. And I had this pain in my ears. And I was really scared. I accept myself. And that scared feeling. And I choose to process and release it. Even though I remember.
Even though I remember.
That first flight.
That first flight.
With a friend.
With a friend.
When I was 20.
When I was 20.
And that pain in my ears.
And that pain in my ears.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
I accept myself deeply and completely.
Accept myself deeply and completely.
That pain in my ears.
That pain in my ears.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
That pain in my ears.
That pain in my ears.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
That pain in my ears.
That pain in my ears.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
That pain in my ears.
That pain in my ears.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
I'd never felt that before.
I'd never felt that before.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
I'd never felt that before.
I'd never felt that before.
I was really scared.
I was really scared.
So when you think about that,
yep,
and when it happened,
yep,
what did you do?
That was
it when you were landing?
Yeah, so as we were coming down to land, now I know you just need to kind of either yawn or blow your nose or whatever. It releases the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know any of that because it was my first flight, and I just got this intense pain. Like I thought my eardrums were going to pop, and I thought it was just incredible. It was excruciating. And it's funny looking back now. I kind of don't connect the turbulence with that.
Mm-hmm.
That just came out of nowhere. I just though there was one time when I was flying to it was during a Christmas break when we decided to cut the journey short from my stay in Dublin, and we went to Portugal to see one of my husband's friends. And I have to say I didn't really want to go. I wanted to stay with my mum. And the turbulence was the worst I'd ever experienced in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was embarrassed by my reaction because no one else was reacting that way.
Okay, so what was your reaction?
I was crying, and you know when it was really jumpy, I was almost screaming, and my husband was embarrassed by it. But, you know, and I could see everyone else was completely fine, and I thought, what, is everyone else being drugged or something? Why is no one else reacting like this? This is horrific.
Mm-hmm.
So I think perhaps that might have been the first time that it really affected me,
okay.
And then every other time after that I've anticipated.
Even though I remember. That flight from Dublin to Portugal.
Flight from Dublin to Portugal.
And I was so embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed.
When I remember screaming. At that intense.
At the intense.
Turbulence. And the look on my husband's face. Of total embarrassment. I accept myself. Deeply and completely. Even though I remember that everyone else on the plane. And I thought, are they on drugs or something? I was the only one screaming. And I felt embarrassed. And I saw the embarrassment on my husband's face. I accept myself deeply and completely. Even though the turbulence was horrific. And I was screaming. And no one else was. And I felt so embarrassed.
Mortified.
I felt mortified. And I can still see the look on my husband's face. He was so embarrassed. I accept myself. And everything I'm feeling. My husband was so embarrassed. I can still see the look on his face. I can still see the look on the passengers' faces. They were wondering why I'm screaming. But the turbulence was horrific. I was mortified. I was so scared. I was so scared. I was screaming.
I was terrified, screaming.
And that's still trapped in my body. Even though I was fine. And the plane was going up and down.
Going all over the shop.
With all this turbulence. And I was screaming. I was screaming. I was the only one screaming. And we were safe anyhow. But I'm still scared of turbulence.
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 That plane all over the shop.
That plane all over the shop.
Everyone else fine.
Everyone else is fine.
I thought they must have been on drugs.
I thought they must have been on drugs.
I was so embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed.
All that screaming.
All that screaming.
I was terrified.
I was terrified.
The embarrassed look on my husband's face.
Embarrassed look on my husband's face.
He was so embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed.
I was embarrassed.
I was embarrassed.
I can still hear my screams.
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 That terrified feeling.
That terrified feeling.
In my whole body.
In my whole body.
Processing and releasing it.
Processing and releasing it.
Thanking my body for holding on to it to protect me.
Thanking my body to hold on to it to protect me.
But it doesn't serve me anymore.
It doesn't serve me anymore.
I was safe.
I was safe.
The plane didn't fall out of the sky.
The plane didn't fall out of the sky.
But maybe I should hold on to that terror.
Maybe I should hold on to that terror.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Maybe I can hold on to it.
Maybe I can hold on to it.
Maybe I can let it go.
Maybe I can let it go.
All that terror.
All that terror.
All that screaming.
All that screaming.
It was a good show for the other passengers.
It was a good show for the other passengers.
But I can still see that embarrassed look on my husband's face.
I can still see that embarrassed look on my husband's face. He's gotten better.
Mm-hmm. He's got better.
He's gotten better in reacting to it now.
Mm-hmm.
He's more reassuring and comforting.
He was shocked the first time.
He was shocked the first time.
And now he's better.
Now he's better.
He's more used to me.
He's more used to me.
And he's more reassuring.
He's more reassuring.
But maybe I can let go of my reaction.
Maybe I can let go of my reaction.
Maybe I don't need to be reassured.
Maybe I don't need to be reassured.
Maybe I can even enjoy the turbulence.
Maybe I can even enjoy the interim.
Like it's a roller coaster ride.
Like it's a roller coaster ride.
That I'm getting for free.
That I'm getting for free.
I wonder what that would be like.
I wonder what that would be like.
To enjoy the ride.
To enjoy the ride.
I wonder if I could let go of that terrified feeling.
I wonder if I could let go of that terrified feeling.
But I'm used to screaming.
I'm used to screaming. It's true.
I'm used to screaming.
I'm used to that reaction.
Just like you said before with the spider in the bath.
It's like you said, yeah, this conditioned response.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting
that conditioned response.
A conditioned response.
I'm supposed to scream and panic.
Supposed to scream and panic.
That's what girls do.
That's what girls do.
I'm supposed to scream and panic.
I'm supposed to scream and panic.
But maybe I can let that go.
Maybe I can let that go.
I wonder what that would feel like.
I wonder what that would feel like. Wow. To enjoy a flight.
I might even be able to look out the window.
I might even be able to look out the window.
And enjoy what I see.
And enjoy what I see.
And enjoy the ups and downs of the flight.
And enjoy the ups and downs of the flight.
I might even be able to reassure someone else who's scared on the flight.
I might be able to reassure someone else who's scared on the flight.
I could even tap on my finger points if I want.
I could even tap on my finger points if I want.
Maybe I can be terrified.
Maybe I can be terrified.
Maybe I can let it go.
Maybe I can let it go.
That up and down feeling on the plane.
That up and down feeling on the plane.
The plane didn't fall out of the sky.
The plane never falls out of the sky.
It's pretty normal to have turbulence.
It's pretty normal to have turbulence.
And maybe I won't even notice it.
And maybe I won't even notice it.
I might be surprised at how calm I am.
I might be surprised at how calm I am.
When I feel the turbulence.
When I feel the turbulence.
And just realise that it's normal.
And just realise that it's normal. Yeah.
Might be a fun flight to Ireland in October.
It might be a fun flight to Ireland in October.
And maybe I can look forward to a surprised look on my husband's face.
Maybe I can look forward to a surprised look on my husband's face.
When I'm not screaming when there's turbulence.
When I'm not screaming when there's turbulence. Yeah. Yeah.
He might wonder what's wrong with me.
I wonder what's wrong with me. Oh, yeah.
Could you see her whole reaction changing?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh. It was like more one of inquisitiveness. I wonder what that would be like.
Yeah, like it's not one of these heavy stuff that brings up, and it's not linked to, I mean, I've explained to Jenny before with dad issues and stuff, but I don't see my journey going home as churning up that, and it is the terror of the turbulence that I hate.
And even though you said that the ear thing didn't have anything to do with the turbulence, it still set up a panic response on a plane.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Yeah, that may have contributed also to a panic response to, what's that? I don't know what that is either.
Yeah. Perhaps, yeah. Because that first ear thing, and it's funny, every time I'm on a plane now, and you hear, when you hear an infant crying when we're descending, and I want to rescue it and say to its mother, give it a lolly to suck or get it to depressurize, because infants won't know how to do that, and they'll be feeling that same intensity of the pain that I had, which was horrible. And you can hear it when children get so distressed they can hardly cry because they're in that much pain, and I know that's what they're feeling. So yeah.
Maybe you can tap surrogately for them.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So did you see how I was using her exact words? Even though I did a longer setup, I was still using her exact words and breaking it up.
Yeah.
But then when I was doing the reminder phrase, it was just bits and pieces of that.
And it's funny how when I was doing it earlier on different people, you feel like unless you say something different, you're going to lose them. You're going to, they're going to get bored. But it's then as I was doing this one with you realise that you're just repeating the same stuff over and over. And you're going. And at one point, I remember thinking, we're still saying the same phrase. But that was because when it's something heavier and deeper traumatizing,
it needs to sink in.
You need to say it more and more times for it to really
It's getting
settle.
every point saying.
Yeah.
Like do a whole round on it.
Yeah.
When it's something that's really landing.
Yeah.
Get it on all the points.
Yeah. And repeat it.
Yeah. Okay, your turn, everybody.